Celeb Secrets is talking to Stacey Ryan. Stacey, it's so nice to meet you. I want to start off by talking about something that's probably really big for you right now. TikTok, you have over 1.4 million followers, which is probably insane. And I literally cannot go on my For You page for like 5 minutes without seeing, your song, Fall in Love Alone, that trend coming from it. So tell me a little bit about that. What was it like to have that trend start, getting all of these sped up versions? What has that been like for you?
I mean, it kind of came out of literally nowhere because the song was doing like the same amount of streams every day for like basically since it came out. So I wasn't like checking my analytics too much. And then my manager said, hey, like there was a spike in the streams, like it doubled or tripled even. And then we saw a video on TikTok of like literally just a black screen and the lyrics written out with the original sound first. So we're like, oh, maybe that's where it came from. And then someone reposted like the music video and I'm like, that's also probably where it came from. And then there was a sped up version that got created and I'm like, yeah, that's like the trend nowadays for the sped up versions. And the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, this is really good, because it's like, it's kind of makes it more like upbeat and fun. And then the streams just went like it just catapulted and I was like, is this the sped up version? And like, is this like, because it could have been coming from so many places, but we did know that it was coming primarily from Southeast Asia, mostly Indonesia, which I was just like, because that's so far away from here, so I was like, how did that happen? What I'm like super grateful, like it's so amazing.
This is not the first time that you've been like starting a TikTok trend, so I just want to know, like, overall, how has TikTok kind of helped you as a musician, with your career?
I mean, I owe I don't want to say everything, but I owe a lot to TikTok because it's a platform that has given me the opportunity to like share my music with everyone and have my music discovered by people that would normally like otherwise never know who I am. And when Don't Text Me When You're Drunk kind of went viral and everything happened with that, I was like, this is never gonna happen again. Like, this was my moment. And I was like, I made peace with it. I was like, it's fine. Like, not a lot of people even get that one moment. So I was like, it's all good. And now it's happening again, like in a different way. Like, that was an open verse, that was people creating videos, like, and like writing and being creative with it. And this is also being creative with it, but in a whole other way, like using the sound and the sped up sound going viral.
So I just want to talk a little bit more about like writing, like your creative process when writing these songs. When you write the song, because I know you write the music too and you play piano and all that kind of stuff, what comes first? Like the title of the song, the lyrics, the music? Like, how do you tell me a little bit about the process with that?
So I guess it depends on like how I'm writing it. If I'm writing like in like a writing session with like other writers and producers, usually we'll get like the music first. So like the chords and like the vibe. When we wrote Fall in Love Alone, it was a couple months ago. So when everyone's like, oh, how did that writing session go? And I'm like, I wish I remembered more of it. I didn't know that this was like an iconic moment in the making. I remember getting the chords down first in the music. And then I was in with Laura Anderson and Victor Franco, who are two really, really amazing writers. And the vibe just kind of like, I don't know, like it just kind of happened and I wish I remembered more of it. But for Don't Text Me When You're Drunk, I wrote that song on my own, most of it. And so I just kind of sat at the piano because I had just recently gone through a drunk texting thing. So it was on the brain, and I just sat down in this practice room because I was still going to school. And I was just sitting there and I was like playing jazz chords. And honestly, I don't remember too much about that one either, but it was different because I was writing it like on my own. So the music and lyrics just kind of happened like at the same time, which usually happens when I'm just kind of figuring stuff out by myself. But normally writing is the music first, then the lyrics.
Have you had like an aha moment yet in the industry so far? Do you think, I know we talked about like your proudest moment, like, do you think you've had that yet, or what would that moment look like for you, do you think?
I've definitely had like a million of those. Because like I just try to keep like my expectations low so that I never expect too much out of everything. But like just the fact of, like I'm going to Southeast Asia in a week and a half or 2 weeks because of everything that's happening over there. And like people ask me like, did you ever think you would get out there? And I was like, maybe, but like maybe not this quickly and not maybe for this reason. But like it's just kind of like those moments when stuff happens, like just the fact that I can like I'm doing my dream job at 22 years old, and I was able to like move out of my parents' house and I can support myself. Like, I feel like I have an aha moment with that every day.
You have a lot of, viral hits out there, you're trending right now. So what can fans expect? Is there an album, some new music? What can you like tease to us?
So I do have a new single coming out called Over Tonight, and I can't release the date yet, but it is coming soon. I've been teasing it like all over my TikTok, so if anyone watching this hasn't heard a snippet of the song, they're all over TikTok, Instagram. And just next year there's going to be like more music, there's going to be more performances. Like, we're trying, like a headline tour would be great. Nothing set in stone yet though, but that would be like, it's a dream of mine doing, like, I did a couple of shows in the summer. Like, I did New York, Montreal, LA. That was like a small little tour, if you even want to call it that, but like a big headline tour would be definitely something I would want to do next year. I feel like the sky's the limit, I feel like I feel like all of this is coming up. I just don't know when. So, but soon, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're so young and you've already accomplished so much. So I'm so excited to see what happens for you. I have one more question. Since we are Celeb Secrets, do you have any secrets about your music, about, just something about you that fans really can't see from just like, watching your TikToks, listening to your music? What's like a secret?
This might be so random, but this is the first thing that came to mind. So I was just in New York. I opened for Lawrence last week, and we were meeting with my label and everything. And my roommate had left the day after I did to go on tour. And I came back and there were ants in my house. And like, there was no food out or anything. So I was like, maybe it's because it's getting colder or whatever. They want warmth. I don't know. So I like killed all the ones I saw. And then I go to sleep and I'm like, maybe I fixed it. Get up the next morning, and there is a trail of ants from a crack in the wall that's over there to my sink, which is over there in the garbage disposal. And I'm like, oh my gosh.